All right, so good evening, everybody. So basically, if you look at this question, right? So we have two cubes, all right? Cube Y and cube Z. It said that the length of each side of cube Z is twice the length of each side of cube Y. The ratio of their total surface area is, all right. So basically, what I think, what they're asking us to do is to work out the total surface, the TSA, the total surface area for cube Y, and a TSA for cube Z. And what you're going to have to do now is to input some questions. Sorry, input some values. So we know that cube all sides are equal. All right. So okay, let me just draw. So I'm just going to use 1, because it's pretty simple. So cube Y, we have 1 there, 1 and 1. I hope you guys can see that. So the length is 1, the width is 1, and the height is 1. So for cube Y, the volume, how do we find the volume of a cuboid? Anybody remembers? It's 3 things you have to multiply.
Length times width times height.
Right, length times width times height. All right. Well, hold on here, guys. Hold on here. We're not talking about volume, not true. What are we talking about? TSA, total what? Surface area. All right. So therefore, we're not talking about the volume. So in a cube, all right. Let me see if I can sketch a cube right here. All right, how many faces or how many sides a cube have?
6.
It has 6, not true? All right. So, all right, let us say this is cube Y, right? Let me just draw it because it's a little bit small. That's cube Y. All right. So we have, if I say that each side is 1, right? Let's say 1 centimeter. And that's 1 centimeter. All right. So the TSA, so remember now, we have the front of the cube, the front side, and the back part of it. Not true. So the front and the back part are pretty much the same. All right. And then, well, it has to be the same because it's a cuboid. It's a cube. And then we have the top piece, the top of the cube, and the one at the what? The bottom, not true. And then now we have the what? The left part of the cube, which is equal to the what? The right part of the cube. All right. Are you guys following what we're doing?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here we're going to know. Remember, no, it's a cube, so all sides are equal, and therefore all faces takes the shape of a square. All right. So how do we find the area of a square? It is what? Length times width. Yeah. So remember, no, all sides are equal to 1. So would you agree with me that the area for one face is 1? Because if the length is 1 and the width is also 1. So it's 1 times 1, and 1 times 1 is what? 1.
1.
Right. So for each face of the cube, it is 1 centimeter square. And then now, because the front and the back are the same, we're going to times it by what? 2. Follow? All right. And then now, the top of the cube and beneath it, all right, is also, it's 1, not true? And how many faces?
2.
So the top and the bottom are the same thing. And then the same thing for the left and the right. 2 times 1. You see, if this was a cuboid, it's going to look a bit different, All of them couldn't be 1, You realize that? Because in a cuboid, it's elongated. All right. So the total surface area would have been for cube y would have been 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is what?
6.
So it's 6 centimeters square. And remember now, you notice they didn't give us any values. So I just put the simplest number, 1. All right. But you walk one, no. What I'm saying? For cube Z, what happened? What happened to the length? It is double, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So guess what happened? Let's work with cube Z. You see them sitting in this question, then kind of difficult, I'm not gonna lie to you. You have to know where you are. So I'm gonna change the 1. Because if you double 1, what do you get? 2. So this is 2 centimeter, and this is also what? 2. So guess what happened? What will the area for one face of the cube, since it's 2 by 2?
4.
It will be 4. Because 2 times 2 gives us what? 4, which is the area of one face of the cube. All right. So therefore, we can use the same structure down here, so not true. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to replace the 1 with what? I'm going to replace the 1 with 2. I want to know what 2 2s is what? 4, 4, and 4. So what do we get? We get 12. So the total surface area for cube Z is 12. So this ratio must be from cube Y to cube Z. Must be cube Y to cube Z. Now, the total surface area for cube Y was it 6? Let's go.
Yes, sir.
And for Z, no, what is it? It's 12. All right, but we have to reduce this, right? So this 12 is this 12, All right, so we're comparing the total surface area. So what we do now, we divide everything by the highest common factor there, which is 6. All right, and we end up with 1 to 2. All right, so the ratio to their total surface area is in a 1 to 2 ratio. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, so I'm going to erase this. Anybody taking off notes?
Sir, wait, let me screenshot, please.
All right.
Finish.
All right. All right, let's look at all right, so these are two different questions. It's just that I didn't so these are two different questions. So this question saying that a bicycle wheel has a radius of what? 21 centimeter. How far can it travel in 10 revolutions? So for this, we'll use, well, the thing about it, it's talking about how far it can travel. But let us say you have a bicycle wheel, right? This is your bicycle wheel. All right. And let's say you start to ride your bicycle at that point. All right, you're going that way. All right. Now, if you're to measure your bicycle wheel, right? Like take a string and carry it all around, and then put it on a measuring tape and measure it. Suppose you measure it and you get 5. It means that when you start, right, you make one turn, one complete turn. All right, so the bicycle might end up, it might end up over here. So one turn will stretch out the 5, not true? It will one complete turn, just one, would reach how far? 5 centimeter. All right, but suppose you spin the bicycle wheel what? Not 1 times, but how many times? 10 times. You'd multiply the distance you travel by 10. You follow? All right, let me ask a question. Suppose you say, I don't know if you ever noticed or if you ever done this before, but when you're walking, right? Let us say you can measure on average how far your feet. Let us say you're walking at a normal pace. All right, you're walking normally, you're walking casually. All right, so you're not going, and it's a flat place. So you're not going up a hill, or you're going down a hill or anything like that, or dog are running down. And let us say you're able to measure the distance between your feet when you make a step. And let's say you measure it, right? And you get like, say, I don't know, probably 20 centimeters. So each time you stretch your foot out, all right, and compare it with the back foot and the left foot and the right foot, you stretch your foot for what? For 20 centimeters. All right. And then now you what? You take up the other foot and carry it the other way and you stretch another what? 20 centimeters. Now, class, if you have that knowledge, wouldn't you able to calculate how far you have traveled for the day?
Yes, sir.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I think some smartwatches can actually do that. Some smartwatch can actually calculate how far you have traveled, how many steps you make per day, and how far you have traveled. As a matter of fact, it gives you your heartbeat and all of something, All right, so here what I want to know. But you see, what I don't like about this question is that really and truly, we need to find the circumference of the circle. All right, so circumference equals to 2 pi r. All right, so therefore, so this circumference would be the distance along the tire for 1 revolution. So we need to work this out now and then times it by what? by 10 to give us an answer. So it's going to be 2 multiplied by pi. Pi is what? 22 over 7 times the radius, which is what? 21. Let's put that over 1 over 1. Well, obviously the 7 cancel out too. 7 to 7 goes 1. 7 into 21 goes what? 3. All right. Somebody compute this for me, please. 2 times 22 times 3.
132.
132. So the bicycle wheel will travel how far? 132 centimeters in one turn. But how much time the bicycle wheel turn? 10 times.
10.
All right, so what's our answer?
1,320.
1,320. Beautiful. All right. Let's look at the question down here, so. So this is talking about a cylinder. All right. So a cylinder is basically something that looks like a drum or even a gas cylinder or a cup, or tin milk or something like that. That's a cylindrical shape. Now it says that the diameter of the cylinder is 14 centimeters. So diameter means what? Right across. All right, so that's 14 centimeters. Class, let me ask a question. If the diameter is 14, what's the radius?
7.
Will be half of the 14, which is what? 7. All right, and they said that the height is what? 5. All right, now the question says, what is the volume? Oh, hold on there. The cylinder is divided into what? 2 equal parts. All right. So I'm not sure what's happening. It's like you have a tin of milk and you just cut it into 2. So basically, what you want to do is just to find the volume of the complete cylinder, then divide the answer by what? By 2. All right. Now the formula for finding the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. All right. Pi is what? 22 over 7. The radius is 7 square. It's 7, but the formula is 7 squared, not true? And 7 squared is actually 7 times 7. And the height is what? 5. So guess what, class? We need to work this out and then divide the answer by 2. Notice, whenever them tells you use pi as 22 over 7, you can convert it to 3.14. Just like that. All right? You have to work with the fraction. The only way you would want to convert the 22 over 7 to a decimal is if all these values here were decimals. All right, so what is the volume? All right, seems as we have some technical. I think you're trying to say something, but I don't know what the connection is up to.
Oh, 620.
All right.
670. Tell me I take it again.
So these 2 7 cancel out, don't you? So therefore, 75 is what? 35. So what is 22 times 35? You should get the same thing, don't you? All right. Okay, guys. So yeah, what is 22 times 35?
707.
707
70.
or 770? All right. But we need to divide it by 2, don't you? Because they said that it is divided into what? 2 equal parts. All right. So what is that now? You have to be C, don't you?
308.
85. Okay, right. So that's the answer. All right. You guys take a screenshot of this? All right, I'm gonna move on here. All right, so yet again, this is another 2-question series. All right, so let's look at the top piece. All right. You know, so believe it or not, you know, this question is a Pythagoras theorem question, you know. Come on, it's a Pythagoras theorem question. So the question says, how high is the roof of the shed? All right, so let me try to draw it down here. All right, now they said that this is 10. Straightforward. Basically all of this is 16. So class, by proportion, I see, would you agree with me that if all of it is 16, then this must be what?
60. Oh no.
It will be what?
8.
It will be 8. A half of what? 16. So then no, they want us to also find the height of this thing. All right, so that has to be a right angle triangle. So we need this dimension. So in Pythagoras theorem, if they give you 2 sides and it's a right angle and they ask to find another side, we use Pythagoras theorem. And also in Pythagoras theorem, sometimes we find a side, and sometimes well, we find a side when two sides are what? Given. All right. And then sometimes you can find the long side, which is the hypotenuse, and sometimes you can find the what? The short side, which are the adjacent and the opposite. All right. So I don't know if you guys remember Pythagoras theorem, but this is what Pythagoras theorem was all about. All right. So if you're to sum, well, let me put it this way. The longest side of a triangle is what? The hypotenuse, isn't true? So if you look at my diagram here, so this is opposite the right angle. So this side here must be what? The hypotenuse. So therefore you have some little side, the other side, the A and the B. All right. So those are the two short sides. You can only have one long side. All right. So and I guess they forward sorry. So what I was saying, if H is the longest side, then A and B must be the what? The two short sides. So I don't know if you guys remember Pythagoras theorem and what it says, but Pythagoras theorem states that the sum of the squares of the two short sides is equal to the square of the what? The second side. The longest, which is the longest side. So A and B are the what? The two short side them, and C is the what? The long side.
Yes.
By the way, what is the name of the longest side? What is it called? Starts with an H. Hypotenuse, not true? All right, so watch carefully now, class. So we're gonna work out H, which is a short side. Would you agree? So what I'm gonna do, since I know about one of the short sides, remember, the short side is A and B. I know that one of them is what? 8. So you have 8 square. And we know that the longest side is what? 10 square.
Okay.
And then let's call A H square. All right. Let me do some space here. So I want H square, so I don't need 8. I want H square, so I don't need what? 8 square. So I'm going to subtract 8 square on the left and 8 square on the right. So 8 square plus 8 square subtract 8 square equal 10 square minus what? 8 square. And what will happen here? So this will what? Will cancel out. So H square is equal to 10 square. Now what is 10 square? Isn't 100?
Yeah.
And 8 square is what? 64. What is 64 from 100? Hmm?
35.
Awesome. You sure? Close door. It have to be 36.
Oh yeah.
You know, say always a short one though. And then now to get rid of square what? You know, square root both sides, don't you?
Yes.
And the square root of 36 is what? Is 6.
6.
You know, say to be frank with you, say you need to do all I'm working out right. I don't know if you guys remember, you have something called Pythagorean triples. You have 3, 4, and 5. In other words, the two short side are 3 and 4, therefore the long side must be 5. So if you get one triangle with 4 and 5, then the other side must be what? 3. If you get one triangle with 5 and 3, the other side must be what? 4. And there's another one. There's another combination. It is 6, 8, and 10. So you notice for this triangle here, so this is 6, you know, and this is what? And that's 10. So therefore the H must be what? Have to be 8. So you could have used that to reason out the question, rather than doing all of that work. But you might say, boy, sir, what if it's not 6, 8, 6, 8? What if it's 6 and say 11, you know? Or 6 and something, when that doesn't give you a ratio, a triple. All right, so the answer for this one is actually equal to 6. So the height of the roof, all right, or the shed is 6 meters. That's a pretty high roof. All right. We're going to look at the one at the bottom here, sir. One about a living room.
Yes.
Boy, look like students are stressed out to the exam mashup students today, so you know.
Sorry, exam stress you today. Exam stress you out today.
Yeah, I know. I think I probably should have just kept this one on a weekend, you know. But
Sir, you keep at the class. You can't even keep at the class.
Probably. Yeah, but too much picnic come. The problem with too much of you guys are there and just me alone, and I don't have enough space, and you know, I'll have to think about it. All right.
Okay.
And I have to speak to the VP and the principal also about them, something, because you know. All right.
Okay.
So let's look at this one along here. So. Well, I mean, at least this class is recorded. So if you miss it, you know, you can always look at the recording. So it says a living room measures 14 by 9 meters. All right. So let's look at the plan of your living room. All right. So that's a big room. That's a big room. 14 meters. You know what 14 meters is? 14 meters is like 14 of the teacher's ruler, line out. Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, man. You know what I should do one of these days? Measure the dimension of the classrooms using that same ruler there. So just imagine 14 of those rulers line out. And then you have by what? By 9. All right. And then now there's a rug or a carpet. And the carpet of dimension. So it's going to be smaller, not true? 8 by 6.5. So let me just make an estimate here. So let's use that. That's the rug. All right. So the question says, what is the area of the floor that is not what? That is not covered by the rug. All right. So basically the rug don't cover all of the floor. All right. And most people don't usually cover their living room, the entire room with carpet. Not true. That's going to be very difficult to clean. All right. So how do we do this now? So let me write in the dimensions. So we have 8 sorry, yeah, 8 meters by 6.5 meters. All right. So here's what you're going to do now, class. You're going to, well, as you can see, these are two rectangles, that's true. So you're going to find the area of the living room. So area of the living room. Subtract, what do you think?
Area of the rug.
Area of the rug. Yeah, simple. But you want no. You know, so all of this you can't use on calculator, you know. But like what is class?
Use the calculator.
No, you can't use on calculator. A serious thing.
Nah, use no.
What? So we have 14 by 9 subtract 8 by 6.5. All right, and that will give you the area of the, you know, this section here. So they're talking about this section here. So all right, so work on that and tell me what you get. How much you got?
I don't. 126 for the area of the living room. For the area.
It's about 50 something. 8 times 6.5 is about 50 something.
52.
52?
Yes, sir.
Right. All right. So I'm thinking the answer is what is it, 74?
Yes, sir. 174
All right.
meters. Yes, sir.
All right, are we good? All right, we have 15 more minutes.
Yes, sir.
All right, give me a minute, guys. All right, guys. So let's look at this question here. So this question is talking about well, what shape? Well, this shape is a what? A cylinder, not true? The question is to find the volume of the cylinder. Well, it's pretty straightforward. The diameter is 6. So therefore, you know, so boy, if the diameter is 6, the radius is what? 3. And the height is what? Is 10.
10.
So the volume, the formula is volume is pi r squared h. So this is 3.14, as I tell you, times 3 times 3 times 10. And it's supposed to work so with a calculator. If I were like you, I'll work out that first, not true? Make sense? That's actually 90. 3 3 is 9, 9 10 is 90. Yeah, I think if you don't have a calculator, I think this is the easiest way to work it out. See if you can work out that for me, no? Without a calculator.
Um, 280 minus 6.
You're absolutely correct. But did you know, say, you know, say you need to work it out though?
Here again, sir.
Let me show you something. What's 3 times 90? Not 270?
Yes.
Yes, I mean it has to be more than this. So the answer must be D. Follow?
Lord. Yes, sir.
All right. Let's look at this one. So it says, what is the area of the lawn shown? So well, how are we going to do this now? There are 2 ways of doing this. All right. This is actually a sector, a minor sector. All right. So, and the area of a minor sector, I don't know if you guys remember this formula here, theta over 360
Theta
times
pi r square.
pi r square. All right. And then now theta would have been equal to 90 over 360 times, let's tell that pi is what? 20^7. And the radius is 7. So it's 7 and 7. because it's radius square. All right. And we can reduce that. Those 7 will cancel out. That will go away. And 9 to 9 goes 1. 9 to 36 goes what? 4. 2 into 4 goes what? 2. 2 into 22 goes what? 11. So we end up with 77 because it's 11 times 7 divided by what? 2. All right, and that would have to be 38.5, aren't you? That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing this, you see, because well, isn't this a quarter of a circle? Look at it. All right, yeah, it's actually a quarter of a circle. So you could, well, let me tell you, it's actually the same thing, because what you could do is just find the area of a circle, find the area. It's the same thing we're doing a while ago, you know, because the theta over 360 is actually a quarter. So you find the area of a circle and just times it by a quarter. You would end up with the same answer, because this actually turns out to be a quarter. All right. Let's look at this last one. This is what is the perimeter of the shape. Well, you know, we notice the only part they didn't give us is what? Is that part, not true? Yes. So, I mean, if all of this is if all of it is 9,
you just subtract it part 4.5 from
well, no, what happened, you know? It will be 4.5 plus what?
3.
Plus 3, which is 7.5. So all the way from there is 7.5. All right, but all of this is 9, not true? All of it is 9. So to get this little piece here, we would just say 9 subtract what?
7.5.
7.5. All right. What is 9 subtract 7.5?
1.5.
1.5. Right. So what happened is that this is 1.5. So all we need to do now is to what? Add up all of these without using a calculator. All right. So see if you can do that for me. What I normally do is to start at a point and just keep on, just mark off a point and just, you know. I guess what you can probably do is add the whole numbers first and then leave the decimals for last. So take some time and do that.
Sir, 37.5.
All right. Let's check it now. All right. So good evening, persons who have just joined. But guys, you know that this is a 1-hour class and we're at the end of it here. So this is the last question. Give me a second. Give me a second, guys. All right, guys. So let's work this out quickly. 9. What's 9 plus 9?
18.
All right. What is 5 plus 3?
8.
8. All right. All right. Now, let me show you something. 5 plus 4 plus 1 is 10, not true? That's how I go.
Yes.
Come on, 5 plus 4, 5 plus 4 plus 1 is 10. 0.5 plus 0.5 is 1, not true? And 10 plus 1 is what?
11.
11. And plus we have a 0.5 here, so it's 11 what?
11.5.
What's 8 plus 18?
20.
Is that 26?
Yes, sir.
And then plus 11.5. So that's 30. Hold on here.
37.5.
But that is not there.
So we have to go round
Hold on, there's something needs to-
half.
Hold on, something is not adding up. I think I probably made a mistake. Did I? Let's go again. Let's go again. 9. 9 plus 9. Hold on there. 7.5, 7.5. Yeah, 9 plus 9 is 18. All right. And then we have 5 plus 3, which is what? 8. All right. 18 plus 8 is 26, correct? Yeah, man. So then now we need to add these 3. All right. So 5.5 plus 4.5 is 10. 10 plus 1.5 is what? 11.5.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but when wrong.
So I meant to say we probably have to round half.
So if you run this off, you get what? But if you run this off, the answer is not there. If you run this up, you get 38. Well, I don't see. Do you guys see the errors? Because this is 1.5. Oh, guess what? Guess what now?
So I thought we have to do it in meter or centimeter or something like
Oh,
that.
guess what? Guess what? I left out something. Something is missing. You know say what?
The value under there, so
Right, right. In their hide. So guess what? Let's go again. So let's work on that part. So so all of this is 9, not true?
Yeah.
And this piece is what? 5.5. All right. No, that wouldn't give you that, you know. If you subtract 5.5 from 9.
Because I don't know how 5.
Right. Right. So you'd have to subtract hey, look here. You know some questions are tricky? Hey, them questions are easy, you know? I'm sure something. We have to work out this, you know. Let me change the color. I said these questions, they're very tricky. We have to work out that piece, you know. What is that piece?
3.
No, man.
4.
That will be 4, not true? Agree? Because 4 plus 5 will give us what?
9.
The 9. All right? And you see? But then, no, let me ask a question. If it's just 4 down here, so it's going to be 4 where? Up there, sir?
Across here.
Right.
So
And
let's subtract the 4 from the 5.5.
and it's actually 1.5, isn't it? Because 4 from 5.5 is what? 1.5.
1.5.
So all I need to do is what? Is to add what?
Just add the 1.5 on the barricade.
Right, right. And that's what? 0. That's 7 plus 1 is what? 8 plus the 1 is what? 9. So that's what? 39. All right. That's 39 centimeters. All right. Thank you, people. That's it, okay? So I don't know. I'll think about this thing, okay? But I know you guys have exams during the week and you're more stressed out and all them stuff. So I understand. But the recording for this will be sent out so you can actually capture it. All right. So next time when I do this, I'll be looking at statistics and tables. All right. All right. So I'll see you guys. All right.
Yes. All right.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.